Hi guys, welcome to Final Levels Trine 2 preview. I'm Josh and I'm doing this video on my own as me and Lewis, we just recorded the video, and after doing it all we found out that I hadn't turned my audio on. So Lewis was talking and I wasn't. So I'm going to do this again, and it's me on my own. Right, so here we go. As you can see, the menu is very nice. Instead of it just being a standard menu, you can have a little muck around on the screen. It looks great. So this is a little cutscene into what has happened after the first Trine. There's no spoilers, luckily. So if you haven't played the first one, there's not to worry. But so straight in, I'm not including the narrative, as it's all pretty explanatory, and
it was a place where
well, this is a long video anyway, so not to waste time. So first of all, we have Amadeus the Wizard. As you can see, firstly, the graphics and animation on this game are just amazing. Lighting, just everything looks so good. So Amadeus is waking up. We have no idea why at the moment.
What is it?
Just another example of how great this game looks. So we run outside, and there we have the world of Trine 2. It looks great. There's no doubt that it wasn't going to look good, but Trine 1 looks good, and I didn't think they were going to be able to do much better, but looking back on Trine 1 and then how much it's changed, it's great. So as you can see, my first problem, the inability to make my way up the side of a cliff, as I forgot what was going to happen in this game. This is indeed my second playthrough, as the first time I played it I ended up making a video that was almost 40 minutes long, and I don't think people are going to want to watch this for 40 minutes and watch me scratching my head. So, second puzzle, the wizard can lift objects with his magic, and as you can see, he can also make blocks. His abilities also increase later on in the game with the use of a leveling system, but we will get into that later on. So physics is also used in this game. As you can see, this log is used as a sort of seesaw, and using the block we can get through that. And on we go. As you can see, those orbs that are in the game also count as experience, and that will result in you leveling up and adding more skills to a selected character. So that's the wizard's tutorial. It's very quick. It's not too lengthy. It's a tutorial. We don't need a full story and a massive level, so each character's only given a little slice. So after this little cinematic, or well, little conversation at least, we're on to the Warriors. The Warriors tutorial.
That the heroes were needed once more.
How did you end up here? Let me tell you.
So now we're on to the Warriors tutorial,
on the peasant farms,
and straight away we are shown how to use his combat skills, as the warrior is a lot more of a defensive character. He's got a sword. He's got another weapon, but we'll get into that once it comes there. He also has a shield, so he can be quite a good defensive character if fighting against ranged attacks. As you can see, a lot of the items in the game are interactable, so that wagon can be pushed to get that orb. There's a lot going on in the backgrounds as well, and there we go. That weed right there was stopping the wheel from turning, resulting in you getting to the next part. So here we have the first show of the second weapon, the hammer.
That looks dangerous.
It's used to break down objects that can't be broken with normal weapons, so things such as walls or statues holding orbs or just anything that needs breaking. That would be what you use to break that with. So this is the end of the tutorial for Amadeus the Warrior. No, Pontius the Warrior. No, Amadeus, that's the wizard. And there we have the Trine again. So that's the ending of that. And any moment now we'll be checking out the last of the characters.
Was there to help. And so Pontius felt happy. He couldn't think of a better quest than saving his kingdom. Late that night,
And there we have it. Zonya, I think her name is, the assassin. She is the character that can get around the easiest. She's got a bow, as we can see, used to take down objects, which I don't know if you could do in the first game, but objects that will be hanging up you can shoot down to use. She also has a grapple which you can use just like the first game. It's not a lot different. Swinging is just as bloody difficult as the first one. It took me a little while to get used to it, but this being my second playthrough, I just about managed to get through without making myself look too stupid.
Then she saw a glimmering light moving.
So this was the biggest challenge though. That took so long to master. I still not that good at it now. I'm always coming up short, but other than that, the Assassin's tutorial is very short. However, skill in this one is the ability to run up walls. Well, not run up walls, but if you jump up a wall, you can then double jump, which is very helpful if trying to get up a high wall that the others wouldn't be able to get up.
What are you doing here in the middle of the night? Not back to your old tricks and thievery?
Oh, there's a perfectly good explanation for this. Tell me, where are we going?
We don't really know yet. Something strange is going on.
A new venture.
As well as the tutorial, we have been given the first level to try out as well, so we'll have to check that out now as well.
So the Trine had come for the heroes, and the adventure was
A
ready
little
to
bit
begin.
of story, but we're not going to listen to that as this video is long enough. So here we have the intro to the first level. It looks great. You've got a nice little sunset. There's a lot of detail in the game, animation on the birds, and then just as you think it's going to go down and start there, we find out that that's just the bridge of the first level. So here we have it. This is the first level. It's just filled with content. There's just you've got the mountains in the background. You've got all of the
Let's take a look
all of
around
the
to find
plants.
out.
You've got just everything that moves. You've got butterflies flying around, glowing plants. It just looks amazing. So this is the first challenge on the first level. This took me a little while to figure out. Well, it didn't take me a little while to figure out. It took me a little while to make it good and do it well. As you can see, didn't make it look that good in this one either. So instead of making it look fancy, just jump up the bloody log. So these are the statues I was talking about. They can only be smashed with Pontius's hammer, and they usually include some form of collectible or experience. And once again, used to the physics, and the water must be a big thing in this game, as it'll make items that can then be jumped on and used to navigate on the level. Once again, terrible by me, and the assassin makes it. So another item that will have to be broken through by the warrior, and just an example of the destruction that can be done in the game. And another puzzle for the wizard. So that would only have been, actually, I say that it would only be done by him, but I think that the other two characters must have a way to get through this, or as I believe that you can make your way through every single level as just one character. So this is the first example of real combat in the game. Pontius is using his sword, and he also has a shield which can be used to block their attack. It's very simple. There's a lot of button mashing, but it's still a lot of fun. You can be caught off guard and find yourself dead in moments. I'm not too sure how you would fight them if you were if you were the mage. I guess you would have to drop blocks on their heads and stuff. So if you're running out of out of characters to fight, the mage would definitely be your last choice. The assassin has the arrows, which which you can use to attack, but they're very weak. So here's a example of the warrior's shield. As you can see, not only does it block it, but depending on the angle that you have your shield, you can actually deflect the projectiles in a certain direction. Another example of the destruction in the game, and just how well this game is as a linear game, but it's off the beaten track really. You don't have to take the same route as everyone else. You can use each character to get that way, and you don't have to really stick to one path and that's it. So unlike other games, it's a linear game. You'll always end up in the same place, but getting there won't always be the same, and I'm sure that you'll find a different route to make it than I did. So there we go, there's an example of Zhonya's arrows. Very useful when trying to hit enemies from far away. And here we have the leveling up system. So we have the mage, which I'm going to use to create two blocks at the same time. The warrior also has a fire sword. You can also throw arrows, throw hammers even, not arrows. And I don't know what the assassin has actually. I think she has some fire arrows and some things like that. I'm not too sure what her other skills are. I've not really looked into it, to be honest. So again, shooting down objects. I like it, but there's no animation on the rope breaking, which is a bit of a disappointment when this game is so filled with detail. So breaking through this wall, as we can see, and making our way down. Once again, I don't know how I would have got through that without getting hurt, and especially on the way back. So a lot of quick timed movement with the shield. Not that I'm going to be able to, as I've just killed off my warrior by jumping into those while I was looking at the other thing. So that was great. Not jumping back up, it doesn't matter, as we have the checkpoint here, so we can revive our characters back to good health. And making our way up. I'm not too sure what that is. I think that's another checkpoint, but I'm not too sure. Massive muck up by me right here. I don't know what was going on. I was trying to take out the goblin, and I end up jumping into a bloody pit of spikes instead. This can catch me up as well, as I have no idea how to get through that, as I thought that the whole thing was a wall. So another breakable object right there. Nick the orbs and jump up on that. These are quite nice. They work their way up, but if you're too slow, they'll just pop. There we are. There it is. Another thing in the game is poems. I'm guessing these are a form of collectible, but I'm not too sure. There's possibly a achievement or something to go along with it, as they don't tell a story or anything like that. So I guess they're going to be a lot more hidden as we make our way through the game. So this was one of the biggest puzzles for me in the game. As we can see, we have a piece of wood directing a stream of water and a plant that needs to be grown. However, I could not figure out how to get it to hit that water in the slightest, so the only possible way I thought was to use the shield and direct it over there, and whilst it worked, I don't think that was how you meant to do it. It doesn't. It just doesn't really add up to me. So I think I kind of bodged that one. And then we have our first encounter with the boss. So we're definitely going to meet that at the end of the level. Once again, more interaction with items in the world. There's a lot that you can jump on and a lot that you can play around with. This was one of my biggest obstacles in the game. I'm guessing it's a form of speed run. I don't know how other way you would really tackle this level. So pull the lever, run across that, jump, and jump up the other side. Doesn't leave a lot of time for you to get across in the slightest. So it just kind of shows how in this game it's gonna be difficult. It's not gonna be your average platformer where you can complete it in a day, or at least I don't think it will be. It might be, but it's gonna be a lot of thinking. There's not gonna be just run around, kill a lot of people, and then make your way to the next level like you would in, say, like Mario. But it's what I like. There's a lot more thinking. It's a lot more of an intellectual game, but it still looks beautiful and works amazing. So back onto the warrior, take out a few enemies and nab that rock under there. Take them out with the hammer, which is nice. I like to. It's good to know that you can use that hammer to fight as well as break things. So this one is a good example of how you can really take different paths to get across. You could use the warrior and the mage together and block one of the plants while you use the shield to block the other. Or you can do what I'm doing and take this out up here, which I guess not a lot of people would notice. So once you've got it moving, grapple over. Nice and fluid and skilled by me, which is a rarity. So onto the killing. As you can see, I got hit. I keep getting hit by these spears, which this is a good example of when I should have used my sword and my shield even, and when to not just run in and get half my health taken off really. Now if I would have had my throwable hammers, I could have finished off that last goblin in there with the warrior, but I don't have that as I'm not really collecting the orbs throughout the game. So another muck up by me. Did not want to go down there. That is instant death down there. And instead I want to take this path. But as you can see again, you can just imagine how you can cross that in so many different ways. Bit stupid by me, got killed by the goblin right there because as I was a wizard and wasn't prepared for him. And one of the last puzzles in the game is this little air pipe here, and that I love that. That looks amazing. It's such a good idea. So you will have to use two characters again. Once again mucked up by me as I didn't have the block built in a decent shape. So if you want the block to be completely flat, you're going to have to draw it flat. You're not going to make a half-assed block and expect it to be completely flat when it appears. As you can see, I completely ignored the level up, which is a big mistake by me. And here we have the main boss. Not only fighting the boss, but as you will see in a second, more goblins appear just to make it a little bit harder. So we make our way up here. I think we make our way up here. Nope. Mess up and have to work our way back down. And there we have it. There's the first goblin. So I think, yep. And I'm dead. So run back. Nicely, they have put a checkpoint next to the boss. So if you do fail, you're not going to have to run far. So this took a while for me to figure out. I was shooting the snake, nothing would happen, and I found out afterwards that there were these platforms up here, so it had to be something up here. And if we make our way, what's happening? Oh, I'm taking the goblin. Make a block there. That's half of the roof brought down. So, he doesn't like that. So there's got to be something to do with that. And there we have it. That is the snake dealt with in the first level. Hopefully not too many spoilers if you're going to buy this game. Don't be mad with me. This was Final Level's preview of Trine 2. Hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to check out our channel at Final Level Games on YouTube. Also check out www.finallevel.co.uk for more articles from us. Thank you for watching, and we will see you soon.